I think we ought to have a little Carter family picking along about here. Of course, we got the young lady who could take care of that part of it. I was just wondering, as you were doing your part on the other show, Janette, did you go to Del Rio, Texas with the family when they went down there for Crazy Water Crystals?
I was down there in 38, and I was down there about 2 years.
Were you really?
On XERA in Del Rio, across from Del Rio. It was a Mexican station, you know.
Was Mother Maybell's children small at that time?
Well, Helen, June, and Anita, yes, they were small.
Mm-hmm.
I was 16, they was 12, 10, and 6.
My gosh.
That's when we were all there working.
I'd heard of the Monroe Brothers and the Hired Hands and the Carter family being sponsored by Crazy Water Crystals, and didn't realize till today. I was talking to Pappy Cheryl, but apparently if you work Crazy Water Crystals, they moved you around from station to station or town to town, wherever they wanted to sell their product. Am I right, Pappy?
Yeah, yes.
Because he
had a good group and it was well, tuned up together good and played good while they got a chance to go on it. So we played in Asheville, Charlotte, Atlanta. We covered the Carolina and Georgia.
I'll be darned. That's one of the first corporate sponsors, I guess, of country music.
Consolidated Drug was sponsored them, and that was Peruni and Colorback.
Yeah.
And I think Crazy Water Crystals was one of them.
Yeah. And then Hadacol came along.
Well, I guess it did.
And Kenny Baker drank all the profit. Along with, well, we won't put nobody else on that. You've picked out another good old Carter family song for us here, I think, Janette, one of my very favorites. You got something you want to add to that, Clifton?
I just wanted to see if Janette would tell us why her family insisted that she go down to Del Rio with them.
Well, they thought I was going to get married, and they jerked me up and took me to Texas. Well, when I come back home, I still got married. It's delayed it a while, you know.
They just put it off, huh?
Yeah. Didn't work.
Was it the same guy you was courting before you went?
No, it was a different one. I probably should have took the one they jerked me up and took me away from. That's what I say,
Is
man.
the last one still living?
Yeah, he's still living.
You know he's going to hear this.
Well, he may do it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. They took us to Texas to work. Well, it was pretty hard to be away from your children, and they'd down there working, so they just took the children along, you know.
That's great.
And they went a long way, Helen, June, and Anita. I tell you, they did.
Yes, they certainly did. They worked very hard.
They worked ever since they was children.
Yeah.
In music. I worked in music ever since I was a child. I've slowed down a few times, then started out again.
Yeah.
But
Kind of got you in and took off again, huh?
yeah,
This song that you're going to do for the Blue Eyes, the one you're going to do, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Where did that come in the recording career? Was it towards?
Well, that was among the first, I think.
Because Weeping Willow, I believe you said, was the very first.
Weeping Willow, Burn Me on the Weeping Willow was the first one.
Okay.
Well, that married girl, single girl, when did that come in?
That was one of the first ones. I heard my daddy say that was their first big seller.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, back then you didn't distribute records like you do now. They didn't take records around to programs where they presented them.
No.
Montgomery Ward sold them, or Sears Roebuck,
Right.
and they had quite a way of distributing them, the places. But Mommy and Daddy and Maybelle had to depend on somebody else. They didn't carry records around.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have mics when they was going out on these programs and doing these entertainments. Daddy always called them entertainments.
Yeah.
They would, they still had the lamp lights, and they didn't have mics. They all just got up there and sung, and people listened.
Yeah.
They listened to them.
Yeah. Well, you don't miss what you've never had. I think.
Janette, how did they go about promoting the records? I mean, there wasn't the radio stations or anything like that.
I don't know how they promoted them, but some way
I know they
did.
sold them through the Montgomery Ward.
Yeah,
but
they
how
sold
did
them through
How
that.
did they publicize them? Like they was talking yesterday about selling 1 million records. How would they, like Vernon Dalhart, how would they promote enough to sell 1 million records?
Well-
and who would hear it? You know, how would they hear it?
I don't know how many they sold, but they sold an awful lot of records, and they sold them. They were very, very cheap. Of course,
Yeah, obviously,
$1
I mean, they
went a
sold a
long
lot,
way back
for
then. I think they sold for about 39 cents a record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, when they went to Texas and started working, that helped for people to know who the Carter family was. you
Yeah,
know.
for sure. That's a huge station there. That it was
I
bigger
heard
than
my-
the stations were allowed to be in this country.
I heard my daddy say the first program they ever put on was up coming from Charlottesville, Virginia. My mother's sister lived up there, and they'd been to see her. They was coming home, and the car broke down, and Daddy says, "Well, sorry, what are we going to do?" She says, "I don't know how to do nothing but sing." So he went to the store, stopped at this general store, and he said, "Where's the schoolhouse?" And the man told him where the schoolhouse was, and he said, Daddy says, "I'm going up there and see if he'll let us do a program here tonight. And I'll maybe make enough money to fix that car to get home." So he went and asked the principal of the school, and he told him yes. And the man at the store told everybody to come in. "Now you go hear this man and woman sing." So they did, and they made enough money to get home.
Just the two of them?
Just the two of them. Maybelle hadn't. I don't guess Maybelle had come over across the mountain and married Uncle. We called him Uncle Eck. It was Uncle Esri. Mommy and Daddy worked some by themselves till she moved over there, and they all three got together.
I'll be there. I never realized that until now. I thought it was
I didn't
always a
either.
trio.
Janet, I have a question that's pertinent, I think. I believe Dick Spotswood, Eddie, you know who I'm talking about, up Washington, D.C. I heard him play a record here a while back, and it was the Carter Kids. Was you on that? I know that Anita and June and Helen were.
Well, what was the song?
I
can
don't
tell you
remember.
if
I don't
was
remember
on
the
it or not.
song, but this has been maybe a year ago. I heard Dick play that. Are you acquainted with that, Eddie? No. Well, if you're not, we might as well forget it.
Now, they usually sung, them three sung together as a trio, and I sung by myself when I was in Texas. I worked by myself.
Janette, how do they, when they go somewhere to play, how would they promote? I know in the early days, back in the, early 50s, what they call ballyhoo. They'd have and Jim and Jesse, you guys know what that is. They just put a speaker on the car and drive up and down through a town and say somebody's going to be here in town tonight.
Well, I don't remember
how would they
doing Mommy and
promote those
Daddy
things?
Maybelle that way. I don't think they did.
I don't think they had speakers back then, did
Nah.
Well, no, they wouldn't have had a speaker, no. But how'd they go about promoting when they go somewhere to play? How'd people know they were going to be
Well,
there?
Daddy put up a lot of posters. He would make posters or write it down on a piece of paper or something, stick it up at service stations and schools, and that's the way. They didn't have advertisement back then like they have
No,
now.
I know. I didn't know how they did it.